Hello and welcome to After Hours, brought to you by the Emery Hotel, the home of horology in London.
A place where we truly celebrate the art of time well spent. Joining me is none other than the brilliant author, historian and journalist, Nick Foulkes. Together we'll be sharing the heady cocktail of all the things we love most about the watch world. Tune in as we unveil the rock stars of haute horology, one-of-a-kind watch designs, an exclusive window into the world of watch. Hello and welcome to After Hours, here at the Emery.
The home of high watchmaking, or haute horlogerie as you might call it.
Well, that is the best way of describing it. Nick, I am so pleased about today.
Who's on to do some we've got on?
Well, I feel a bit outgunned, outplayed, outquaffed. I have now got a double Foulkes.
You're the double Foulkes. This is Maximilian Foulkes.
Max Foulkes. How are you, sir?
Thank you for having me. Not too bad. Pleasure. It's funny seeing you here.
Tell us, Max, you were born at an early age.
Born at an early age, you're like a father
You're
to me.
like a son to me.
Yeah, which is very nice.
And it's a great relationship. I've taught you all I know, and this is what you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're a master of Havana cigars.
Yeah. I did that in 2018 and became a master.
That's brilliant. I mean, that's the only proper qualification our family has, you know.
Well, I think it's definitely the only qualification I have.
Beat my degree from Oxford, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, you never went to go collect it, did you?
No, that's how respectful I am a bit. But then, of course, having mastered the cigar world,
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, we could say that. Yeah.
yeah. Then you turned your attention to what
Well, I mean,
yours, wasn't it? First?
yeah. Attention. I was drawn always to silver. You've always worn gold.
Yes.
And I was drawn to silver firstly because it's accessible and it's really the only thing I could wear at the time, and so I wore a lot of silver rings, and because of that, I decided to trade in silver jewellery, buy and sell silver jewellery, ingots, the 1970s ingots. If it's having hallmarks
I
on.
love those.
I like that one. I have a really nice one from you, and it's brilliant. The hallmark is so decorative, isn't it?
Yeah, and there were a lot for the silver jubilee, the Queen's silver jubilee. No. So
Yes, we're just talking about something that is not on the table.
well, it does exist, but it's not on the table. We can go on. Please.
Sorry, because I feel like it's kind of winding these two up and then letting you go. It's one of the most amazing thing is like I feel like I'm watching an episode of the Foulkes son and father cigar world. But no, what I would say is, tell me why did you jump from cigars into collecting and then building it up as a business? Because your business, you've got to explain what the name of the business and.
Yeah, well, the business, it's called C6 Silver.
Why? Tell me about
This is always the question. I can't quite remember.
A
friend of mine came up with the name, and he insists I have to pay him royalties.
royalties for that name.
Yeah, well,
it's very memorable.
I mean, it's an
Sounds like Steve.
Steve. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what that is that what young people have?
No, it's
Very young people have.
What do
Not even young
a
people.
singer.
yes.
Um,
A popular music singer.
It's
Banjo player.
No, yeah, closer.
Or a ukulele player.
almost.
Okay.
And so that came about, and basically in the world of the cigars, there's this whole thing of collecting accessories, not just the cigars. There's the cutters, lighters, ashtrays, and then it got to a point where people were wearing like almost cutters as necklaces, and I've got one of the, using the old Dunhill cutter on a watch chain in the pocket.
That's Sam Durock, isn't it?
Yeah, Sam Durock. And then I was obviously drawn towards all of these things, and I found myself just as passionate towards the accessories as I was the cigars. And then it just branched out, really. I always wore jewelry. I decided I'd love to buy and sell jewelry. And then watches came a thing, which leads us on to these.
What I would say to you is, when we got into the cigar room, you saw father and son going around everything and saying, well, that's a this lighter and that's a this. It was so amazing. I felt like a fly on the wall. It's something that, and it was like this cigar, and do you remember this cigar? And this tasted like this. It was amazing.
It's a world as rich as what? If you could do a whole show on vintage Dupont.
Well, honestly, you
really, and vintage Dunhill would be.
The Dunhill, I mean, it was the Italians that started the collecting of the Dunhill uniques,
And then beautiful lighters.
Oh, yeah, completely. I mean, there's some wonderful ones here, and
double shapes and designs, and
it's really lovely things. And And yeah, so it was that really that drew me to the watches. And funnily enough, I don't think it was so much you. It was more the attraction to silver in the first place.
Yes. And how did you? What was the first watch you sold?
I mean, the first watch I sold, I think, was some kind of beat up Longines or something like this. But the first watch I bought that I really, really loved was this one here. So this is they're Roy King watches. He was a British jeweler, born an orphan.
Yes.
His foster mother then died. And then he had a job delivering laundered shirts in Hatton Garden. And then he was given an apprenticeship, and he was to a diamond setter who was dying of tuberculosis consumption.
God, he didn't work. He had a
Movie in itself. He was basically told to learn as much from this guy as he could before he dies. And then he became a foreman. He made unaccredited for Asprey, Cartier, Rolex. And then he started his own jewellery. And he won, I think it was the first and second at the British Modern Jewellery Exhibition. Andrew Greenman, I think.
Andrew Greenman,
Gerald Benny won things there as well.
I mean, Benny is a great silversmith.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, and so they were kind of all household names at the time. Roy King, I suppose, less so now than he was then, but I think Greenman and Gerald Benny have maintained that.
So tell me the story, but how did you get into him? Because it's quite a
Very niche.
no, it really, you talk about niche. This is kind of like under the table on the left hand, with a little
Under the radar with the radar switch off.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like the radar is scanning kind of over that way, and you're kind of like, it feels, to find something that I don't know enough about, and like, Nick is, your father is the encyclopedia, but for me, when I look at something like this, these are watches that I don't know enough about, and so I want to learn, and so today I'm going to learn from you. But some of these shapes are familiar, some of them are unfamiliar. I think they're really, when I look at the watches, I'm going, oh my God, like that looks like the Cartier that we've just seen, or a television pan, and bracelet design.
21 caliber, Pink made those things. And I mean, how much is this, Max?
Well, most of these you could buy for under £1,000. At the time when they were released, there were a few hundreds or a few £1,000s in the 70s, so they weren't inexpensive at the time.
No, so you made bottles of the Beatles, is that right?
He made for the Beatles, he made for Tom Jones, he made Middle Eastern royalty.
So he was a real thing.
It was a thing. Everyone wanted the bark finish bracelet.
Have you seen one of those?
I think so. He did a lot of brickwork bark finish.
Oh yeah, and then on the ones that are Bangor one.
Yeah, and also just bracelets themselves without watches. But he made these, I think it was for his 60th birthday, started making sterling silver pieces in 73. And they're all monocoque cases. They've all got bold statement hallmarks to the case back, which is what attracted me.
Yeah.
Because those statement marks are reminiscent of the ones you'll find on those ingots of the same time. And the movements are FHF caliber, simple Swiss movements. But they firstly tell the time, but they're less watches, they're more pieces of jewelry.
Well, I love these ones on the curb links, for example.
Curb links, and I mean, it's amazing. And the best thing is they're all lugs, they're not integrated. So you can wear this if you want to be a bit rock and roll,
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to wear it,
Put a strap on it.
I love it. I love it. It's so sensible to have it.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you get into him? Because this is the thing, is like, when we talk about rabbit warrens, you really have gone down a rabbit warren, and I can understand the silver side, but why him? Why this? Because I'm now going, oh my God, that's like a Cartier tank, that's this, that's like that, but there's something cool about it, there's something different about it.
So that was the first one I bought here.
Yeah.
And that one I bought, I literally was scrolling through auctions and I saw it. And before I saw the word watch, I saw sterling silver. I just knew I wanted that watch.
Okay.
And then through that, I got a good, lovely watchmaker friend in Baltimore who, funnily enough, knew all about Roy King.
Really?
Yeah. Because he's very much into British silver and 9-carat gold jewelry and the hallmarks that come with it.
I love 9-carat. And big up to silver.
Yeah, it is. You have to explain to people what it is, And so he told me about it, and then came the research, and then came the rabbit warren, and really looking into it all. But before all of that, it was just, I need that watch. I love the way that watch looks.
But that is, the Japanese call it doki doki, and it's where your heart beats a bit faster when you want something. And I always say, God, I want to steal it, but in London, that's kind of not they say it. But it is that thing of like, you don't know why you want that watch, and that is an amazing kind of way of describing it in a new way. It is kind of like the Japanese describe doki doki, your heart beats faster, but this, for me, when
it's great. It's great. It's a mechanical object that provokes emotion. You have a connection with it. Emotional connection.
But the dials are so simple. They're so elegant because they've simplified it. They haven't put numerals. They haven't done any dots. They haven't done it. It is very much telling the time in a beautiful way. I honestly, I can understand.
Yeah.
I'm sad that I don't know about how because I saw them on your website and I was like, oh, I don't really understand that, and it just didn't kind of connect. And now I'm like looking at them in the flesh.
It's building a collection without having a massive budget, because I think mortals are priced out of collecting things. I used to be able to buy old Rolexes, old Pateks, old Vacheron, and I could buy them, and I could have enough to sort of think, well, I've got this one means that, this one means that, this one means that. You can't do that now.
No, as a younger person, I'm priced out of all of that.
Like the housing market.
Like the housing market.
Is there a bit of a
No.
There's
nothing property related to Foulkes.
Yeah, so they go through there and it attaches like that. But
wow.
But he also, after learning all about this, he made, like Gilbert Albert, he did stuff for Omega.
Yeah.
He did stuff for Bouchereau. So you'll find some Omega Roy Kings, Bouchereau Kings. This is one of the Bouchereau 9-carat Kings.
I love that one.
Woven bracelet.
Wow.
Super cool. And now I found myself recognizing his designs on these brands, which is great. If you see something with a woven integrated bracelet or a bark finished brickwork bracelet from those two brands, made in the 70s, it was probably made by Roy King.
And did he make them in London?
Yeah, so they were all, that's the thing, and that's why these are so precious now, because the cases are assayed and made here. Then they don't show import marks, they just show assay marks for London.
Wow.
Where, if you were to make a brand today, are there cases still made in London?
I couldn't tell you. I don't think so. I couldn't tell you. I don't think so.
No, well, maybe Roger Smith.
Yeah, but he's the Isle of Man.
Okay, Isle of Man. So
he probably would make his own cases, and I suppose Rexep as a case making, he's all the case making.
So but it's rare. It's very to see.
If I look at the modern days, let's kind of jump to a modern day kind of. This is the first type of. So this is kind of collaboration, but it's stealth collaboration. That they found someone that was an artisan that really could do the bracelet that they wanted. And so that's where we're looking on the other brands. You talked about Omega and Bouchereau.
Yeah.
Where I'm looking at it now, so like AP went to Carolina Bucci and did the hammer, the hammered.
Yes, and that worked terribly well for them.
Worked very, very well for them. It is a must-have hammered.
Is it hammered or brushed or both?
I don't know, but
they've given it a sort of rustic.
And it's got an amazing feel to it. But that's kind of the similar type of way. It's taking a process that the watch world goes, how do you do it? How can we engineer it? But we want to go quickly to market. And actually we'll go straight to the person that's making it. And I love that, because it is collaboration, but it's not putting him front and center. So so then you become the detective and you're like going,
but
Indica's got this.
In a Patek agency, shouldn't be.
From Mount Street, yes. Your dear friend informed us of that, and I think you visited it. Roy King died in 1990. Since then, the name has changed hands a few times.
You know his daughter, though, don't you?
I know granddaughter.
You've seen his tools and things?
Not yet, but I've seen his watches. I've seen some of his own Roy King watches.
Oh, wow.
Which are really lovingly used and a bit beaten and bruised, and you can tell that he wore them, which is wonderful. Because his son used to work very closely with him, and after his death, the son, found it too upsetting to still work with jewelry. So the name was passed on, but the granddaughter is still making jewelry in a similar vein and using some of his preliminary sketches to create rings, bracelets, and all this. Not watches yet, but You know,
It could
trying to
come.
make
I think,
money.
I think it should come.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of these entry-level brands doing very interesting things. Denison, for example.
Yes.
I mean, you did the film for Denison, didn't you?
A little bit for Denison, and Toby is he's got a Roy King of his own.
Yes.
And he bought one under my recommendation, and he likes it very much. The one with the double curb link and kind of tank allongé type.
That's a brilliant. That would be a brilliant one.
Yeah, so like, it's got a blue dial, which is, I mean, I don't know how.
It's unusual because these are black or silver.
Black.
But we don't want one like that for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think maybe Toby might be selling his. So
I mean, Toby, but I mean, this thing about being priced out of the market. I mean, I think even now when I remember I was Jean-Claude and we were talking about the new Patek, and I said, well, it's very, very good value. It's only 50,000 Swiss francs. And then I laughed as we're saying it here, a freehand watch is 50,000 to 50 francs. I mean, but it is true that you can get something just as lovely and interesting.
yeah.
But
And something that sparks a conversation completely. You know, when I look at something like this, I look at these watches and I keep on picking them up and I'm going, wow. You know, if we look at finishing, you know, this for me is a Piaget, type of finishing that I've seen.
the Godrons, the earrings, yeah.
But there's something unusual about it, and this is where, and I feel such a maybe a Luddite is probably the easiest way, where I feel like I'm not educated because I look at these and I think, wow, I wish I'd known. You know, when you talk about the history of someone like this, you know, that there is something here that you look at these watches, and there is other ones. There's and I'm going to say it wrong, Pierre Cardin.
Yeah. Oh, from the Les Spas collection in the 70s.
And you got some lip ones as well.
Lip. You know, there's some brands that are not
Leonidas higher, yes.
But you know what I mean is they're not fortunes of price.
No.
But your bang for your buck is amazing.
And also you've got the same, collecting is about filling in the bits of the story, I think, really. And if you're keen on the story, it doesn't matter whether it's...
Yeah. Oh, completely. And I mean,
Pigeon or Roy King.
Yeah. I think when it comes to watches on this level, an accessible level, I just call them sick watches. Like with an expensive watch, you say, that's a beautiful watch, that's a stunning watch. Something like this, that's sick. You know, that's really cool.
I will say is I feel like I am now going down this rabbit warren. I'm so pleased. Thank you for teaching me a little bit about this. Now I want to kind of get on to your brand. You know, it is a website I go and check out on a regular basis. I think I do purchase one or two.
Yeah, you do have a couple pieces.
There's a few times where I'm addicted a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'd love to ask you what. Firstly, you go on these discovery, let's say sick discovery of like, you know, cool discoveries of things, and I feel like there is almost you're the weather balloon for me on some of these future purchasable things that could go up in value. But give me a kind of like background on what's on the website, what's the things. Tell me a bit about that.
Well, there's a lot, and I mean, I'll talk about the watches in a second, but there's a lot of smoking accessories. I mean, I bring the world of cigars to the website, so you'll be looking at a lot of vintage Dupont, Cartier, Dunhill, even Caran d'Ache lighters. You'll be looking at cutters, cases, but then also rings that you see my father and I wear.
I think Nick is actually a little bit lighter.
Well, yeah, I didn't usually.
I mean, like, you know, but you have these amazing objects.
Yes.
And I'm not going to say everything seems good price.
Yeah, I get told that a bit too often, which makes me a bit worried. Maybe
you shouldn't feel worried. What I'm saying is it just feels like you look at the price and you go, and that's what it should be.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Instead of kind of going, oh, how do they get to that? Or it's too cheap.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like my gut says that's worth that. So I will pay, you know, and when you talk about the pricing on these watches or whatever, it just feels right. And it feels like it kind of...
I mean, you're getting something super identifiable for well under £1,000, which is very rare.
Thank you. I mean, that's what I do. I do take pride in the pricing. I feel like it remains accessible. I mean, think of people like myself that want something
cool.
Yeah. And I want to be able to get it, and I want to be able to buy it and wear it and use it and not worry about it after having bought it, and not having to insure it, or not having to, only wear it on special occasions. You want something special that you could wear day to day.
So I would say look, I admire you. I really do.
As you do. Well, I do admire him. I do admire him.
I have my the Godfather of Cool next to me. I admire.
I do.
But because the thing is,
I don't know.
if I look at where you could, when we first met to where you are today, what you've done, you're going out and doing something on your own. And it's never easy. I'm sure some days you're going, Christ, how do I get this sale, or what happened?
Oh, sure, most days.
No, but that's one of those things. When you're doing it for yourself, you're having to kind of go out there and run. And both Nick and you are both that. So that's why I say I admire, because I admire what you've done. But you've done it in a niche area. When we look at cigar cutters, cigar lighters, amazing jewelry. I mean, necklaces and rings, and these watches. You've kind of gone into a place where we all want it. We all want it, but we hadn't got a place for it. And that's what I love with what you've done, because it really has become this place where, when I look at, and I use wrong words, but zeitgeist, for me, that's kind of where I feel like on this, I'm seeing a bit of a kind of a line where I go, okay, yeah, I like that because of this.
That's happening. I mean, what's interesting is there's a sort of informal club of you, isn't there? I mean, of people who do what you do.
Of you? Oh, of you. There's an informal club.
No, I know.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly.
I mean, Francesca Grima and...
The people are like the Grima About Time pieces and another level, but the Grima Jeu d'Or or Jeu d'Argent pieces, which are inspired, the Pierre Cardin pieces, the lip pieces, even some kind of cool lucite Gucci things. Like, there is a world where people know about that stuff and collect that stuff, and it's very different. I mean, you think about the watch community in general, and it's a very different level, different.
That's raritanium, and then you're kind of in a place where you're going, I want to, and people are enjoying.
Yeah.
If I look at something like this, we've had some amazing watches on this.
Oh yeah.
This is the democratic side of After Hours.
But what I love is
something for everybody.
Like the price of one of the watches that we've had here could have brought this collection plus 20.
Completely.
And but that's what I love, is that there is, as a collector, you don't mind. You jump into Seikos, you jump into anything, because you're going, this is something I love. And Aurel talked about the confidence of buying something. That's what you have to have. So he described something about, you have to have the confidence to wear something that other people may not know about, but you then become the educator of. And I kind of love that.
That's great, and that's how I see it. I mean, you've got to buy what you like. I mean, my brother, he bought this fantastic watch from Shepherd's Bush Market, which cost him £10. It lights up and the alarm goes off at 3 a.m. I can't turn it off. And I was like, that is a sick watch. That's such a sick watch. I want one. And he bought me one for Christmas. In bright pink. And I love it. It was a £10.
It makes you smile.
It's such a good watch, and if I'm going to meet a client somewhere, or I'm going to the studio where I keep my pieces, I often try to wear that piece, because then people go, oh, you're serious then? Yeah. You're serious about it because you're wearing such an unserious watch.
Yeah.
It's it's like your pieces, which are kind of inherently valuable pieces, but you customize them and you've done with them what no one else would have done, and which shows you're serious about it.
When you invented this, and you made the right switch from just blackening up a few cases to actually a whole world of difference.
Completely doing something fun, but it's about doing things that we want to do, and that's what I loved. Is I've watched your career from the side, like I feel like an old man and go,
sure, card.
So I watched what you've done, and I admired every level of it.
Thank you.
Because I look at what, from the cigars to everything, you've gone into this world. You've taken an element of your father and you've run with it even more in some ways. I'm sorry, Nick, this is that, but it's a no. I mean, no, I wish so, but my children would take certain things out of me later on in life, because that's what's been amazing to watch, and I love that kind of thing. I love the idea of these watches. I love what you do, because I think that's the great thing. One thing I'm going to ask is how, when you go on these discovery paths, are you sourcing from around the world? Are you going, as you said, Shepherd's Market? Are you?
Yeah.
How? Because you must be out all day in the.
You go a lot around Hatton Garden.
So there's a bit of that. I've got to know a few dealers, thankfully, and there's some on the King's Road, some in the West End, and after this, I'll be going to meet a friend of mine who used to work in one of the arcades in the West End. But a lot of it is done through auction. And the Roy Kings are predominantly sourced in the UK because they're British made watches and they stayed in the country. But yeah, a lot of stuff. I know you're always on the French auction sites. There's a lot that comes from Italy as well. But the question is less buying from dealers and more buying from users, individuals.
So it isn't, you know, I'm trying to describe this to someone wanting to get into the industry. It's about putting the footwork in. It's about you having to hustle, and I'm not saying hustle, but you have to get out there every day, find a way of finding the product to then make it into the way that you want it to be. You're having to build up raw resources yourself, and word of mouth, it seems like that.
Word of mouth is a strong one for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it. I mean, now I've even got. I mean, through word of mouth and through my internet presence, I've got. There's people messaging me asking if I want to buy their father's Roy King from them, because you know.
You are the expert on Roy King.
Yeah. I mean,
or else, do you remember he said you need to have the scholar? So you're the scholar.
Yeah, well, an expert in something is great, you know, one thing at least. So.
But it's also, the other thing is it's a delight. It's a delight because this is a brand that I didn't know anything about, and you've educated. I'm hoping everyone here is...
Take your 9-carat gold watch off and explain it.
Montre Royale. You remember Montre Royale?
Yeah.
He bought Montre Royale in '73.
Of Vevey, wasn't it?
No, I don't know. But that was his thing.
Montre Royale. That was
Montre Royale. Basically, another brand for kind of Cartier-esque Rolex.
It was pretty Cartier-esque.
So explain the watch that you've got on your wrist, because that was something.
So Bouchereau, as we all know, is like a Cartier knockoff, basically. And if you want to buy a Cartier Benoit or something, you can't, or Maxi Oval, if you can't afford the Cartier one, you probably still can't afford the Bouchereau one.
But Bouchereau did actually make the big Cartier. But the Bouchereau signed one is probably about 50 grand.
Yeah, they're insane, man. I'm not anything now. Even if it's Bouchereau signed, it's just it's Cartier written on it somewhere. If it comes with a Cartier box, then it's But this is 9-carat gold, so very British. With that integrated woven bracelet. So it's a Bouchereau movement and signed dial with a Roy King signed case and bracelet.
But this is, look, to make this bracelet today, most watch brands would be kind of jumping over themselves and saying how well we've done creating this bracelet.
And this was not. I mean, it's a nice, good watch, but it's not.
It was quite common. You'd see like you might see a nightclub owner in the East End wearing this in the '70s. You know what I mean? Like,
and those bracelets are amazing. They're super.
I love that description. I'm like, oh my god! But yeah, it is. It's a very cool.
Or it's very second-hand fast sale. You're getting a lot of work there for your money, because those bracelets are. I mean, that's Piaget level.
It is.
I mean, I better not say that too loud.
But
look at the. I mean, it's like I'm on QVC again. You know, admire the way the light plays off it,
and how the clasp just mimics the bracelets as well.
It's really. But what I like is the simplicity of the dial.
Yeah,
it's making the hands talk on a wonderful black dial, and you said that
wonderful black dial.
But even the silver does the same. And so for me, I understand. Now the thing is, you are obsessed with silver, but you're wearing gold.
Yes.
And so your father has infected you with the gold bug. I mean, even your glasses are gold.
Yeah, I know, but only 9 carat. So I'm as close to silver as I can be without being silver. So
I like 9 carat.
9 carat is just very...
It's got a very nice colour to it.
Exactly. I mean, I've got a ring here that my mother, your wife, mistook for silver in dim light, because the gold is such a pale yellow that she thought it could have been silver. the gold.
Did she tell you off that you'd got silver?
No, she was confused as to why I was wearing silver with gold, but I told her don't worry.
Oh, okay. Look, I didn't totally know that you're now like, why are you wearing that with that?
No, I've long given up trying to school him in dressing.
Yes, but the gold has become a thing because I found like these pieces, the 9 carat was so British, you know, and that's what I loved about it, you know, the Britishness behind it.
What I talk about is the after hours, whatever we do in the after hours, what are we doing? And so I think that would be something.
I think something on lighters would be fascinating.
That would be amazing. I mean, it would be just as fascinating.
Because he assembled the vintage collection for Dunhill.
Wow.
Yes. So that was very exciting news. And
Yeah, I mean, you 20 of them, was it?
20 precious metals.
Well, it's precious metal, but really, you know, box papers a lot.
Well, let's hopefully get you to come along.
Thank you very much for watching. It's been very, very indulgent of you, but we're very grateful here at the Emery, the home of haute horlogerie.
It has been an absolute treat, and
We'll be back soon.
we will definitely be back.
Coming to a portable electronic device near you very shortly.